Okay, so sales training is ineffective. Let's talk about what's actually needed to improve the behaviors, the activities, and the outcomes of a revenue generating team. And that's a robust sales effectiveness infrastructure. This can be built for both sales and post-sales teams, so for new logo wins as much as retention and expansion, but what I'm outlining here will focus more on sales. Okay, so first let's talk about the players we have involved. Of course, we have the IC, individual contributors, sellers, and the CRO who wants to see them and their results improve. And then you have the management layers in between. Now, sales training usually happens annually, but let's say that it should be quarterly. That's ideal. So one reason sales training is ineffective is that we have no clarity on whether this particular topic of most sales training will actually drive the most important activities or improve the skills that are needed to drive the outcomes. And that's because it's rarely based upon the analysis of the current sales strategy. So we should think about, are we going further up market? Are we cross-selling products from a recent acquisition into the existing clients of the core business, or any number of other different sales strategies, which could then have different skills or activities that are needed. And that would inform the training itself. So first, every quarter, whatever period we want to focus on, we should start with an analysis of the sales strategy. What do we want to do? And then what will be hardest to make that happen? Then what activities or skills do we need to see these sellers develop? Now, let's say we've got that clear. You train the team, and that is knowledge transfer that we have customized to the strategy. But there's no change management to support the development of the new behaviors and no accountability to follow through. So let's say what we want to do is reinforce this with automation in two ways: a drip of content weekly, reminding reps about concepts from the training to bring those concepts back to the top of their mental inbox. And then perhaps exercises that they should be completing if they truly are applying these concepts in practice every week or every day. So for example, one client wants all of their sales reps to receive an SMS message every morning at 9 a.m. in their time zone because they have reps globally, asking the question of, 1, what's the most important meeting you'll have today? 2, what will you ask for in that meeting? And thirdly, what value will you give to the client in that meeting that will motivate them to deliver on that ask? Now, this could happen daily, this could happen weekly, it can be administrated however it is that you want, but it's meant to automate the sort of reinforcement of the application of those concepts from the training in the real world. Now, this should be supported by tools. So for each situation, you might have first call, a demo, proposal review with the budget owner, first value delivery. There are different asks that the sales rep might make that are most appropriate to that situation, and different points of value that we might give, whether they're competitive insights and benchmarking, insightful thought leadership, case studies, etc. That those things would prime the client to deliver on that ask. So we'll create a tool that maps those out for the clients. And then perhaps we might want to create a tool that is at the ready for clients to improve deal qualification, whether it's BANT or MEDDIC. And we might want that built into the CRM. We'll want tools for mapping relationships across the clients and visualizing and scoring the health of account relationships, or white space analysis to help map expansion opportunities across every account, quantifying expansion pipeline. Or maybe there's an objection handling Slack combined with a chattable objection handling repository. So now we've leveraged automation and tools to reinforce and support the concepts introduced during the training at the beginning of the quarter. Now, that's unlikely to be enough. We'll need hands-on live coaching and accountability. So bi-weekly, we might have group coaching where reps are asked to show up with their progress and how they're applying the concepts, to surface challenges, to commit to new actions to further develop that ability. And then alternating bi-weekly weeks, we'll have the A players, the highest achieving reps, work with the B players who could become A players on refining what it is that they're doing. And we might have objection handling, sparring sessions, etc. And then perhaps a few one-to-one coaching sessions with those critical few reps who have the greatest potential, but just need some additional help. They could be rock stars for you. They just need an additional push. This is great. And yet we need to create accountability and measurability in this whole infrastructure. And so we have a number of ways by which we can see who's following through in the actions from the coaching and the automated prompts to apply those concepts and skills weekly and daily. We have an executive governance approach, which studies show improve organizational change by 50 percentage points. That's huge. Lastly, in addition, we have a number of AI and agentic solutions to help with everything from strategic account planning to call prep and analysis to deal assessment, and even things like ensuring that we're hiring the best sales candidates from the start. This is a robust sales effectiveness infrastructure. And each of these elements we've implemented already with our client base. So it's a matter of surrounding sales training with all of these reinforcing mechanisms, which are all designed around behavioral and organizational change management. And lastly, you want to build this into all the systems you already have. So the Agentic Solutions, they can work with Gong if you use it. And if you don't, they can be built upon transcripts from Zoom or from Google Meets, whatever you use, the deal qualification tool or the white space analysis tool. They can be administered into your CRM. We can use tools that we already have. We can choose to help you license platforms that already exist. So we work with RevOps and the CRO and their budgets to build out an infrastructure that is custom built for your business and not dependent upon ours. This is how change management occurs. This is what creates the outcomes that we all want, but things like sales training just fail to deliver. And while it looks hard, and it looks like a lot, it need not be hard. Our role is to partner with our clients to design and the iterative development and the broad rollout of this infrastructure so that you can see scalable impact and measurable results. We do this at a fraction of the cost that most pay for that sales training element in and of itself. So if this is interesting to you, reach out.